Today we're continuing to read The Brothers Karamazov. At last, however, he began brooding over the past, and the strain of it was too much for him. Then he was attracted by a fine and intelligent girl, and soon after married her, hoping that marriage would dispel his lonely depression, and that by entering on a new life and scrupulously doing his duty to his wife and children, he would escape from old memories altogether. But the very opposite of what he expected happened. He began, even in the first month of his marriage, to be continually fretted by the thought, "My wife loves me, but what if she knew?" When she first told him that she would soon bear him a child, he was troubled. "I am giving life, but I have taken life. Children came. How dare I love them, teach and educate them? How can I talk to them of virtue? I have shed blood. They were splendid children. He longed to caress them. And I can't look at their innocent, candid faces. I am unworthy." At last he began to be bitterly and ominously haunted by the blood of his murdered victim, by the young life he had destroyed, by the blood that cried out for vengeance. He had begun to have awful dreams, but, being a man of fortitude, he bore his suffering a long time, thinking, "I shall expiate everything by this secret agony." But that hope too was vain. The longer it went on, the more intense was his suffering. He was respected in society for his active benevolence, though everyone was overawed by his stern and gloomy character. But the more he was respected, the more intolerable it was for him. He confessed to me that he had thoughts of killing himself, but he began to be haunted by another idea, an idea which he had at first regarded as impossible and unthinkable, though at last it got such a hold on his heart that he could not shake it off. He dreamed of rising up, going out, and confessing in the face of all men that he had committed murder. For 3 years this dream had pursued him, haunting him in different forms. At last he believed with his whole heart that if he confessed his crime, he would heal his soul and would be at peace forever. But this belief filled his heart with terror, for how could he carry it out? And then came what happened at my duel. "Looking at you, I've made up my mind." I looked at him. "Is it possible," I cried, clasping my hands, "that such a trivial incident could give rise to such a resolution in you?" "My resolution has been growing for the last 3 years," he answered, "and your story only gave the last touch to it. Looking at you, I reproached myself and envied you." He said this to me almost sullenly. "But you won't be believed," I observed. "It's 14 years ago. I have proofs, great proofs. I shall show them." Then I cried and kissed him. "Tell me one thing," he said, as though it all depended upon me. "My wife, my children. My wife may die of grief, and though my children won't lose their rank and property, they'll be a convict's children forever. They'll be a convict's children and forever. And what a memory of me I shall leave in their hearts." I said nothing. "And to part from them, to leave them forever, it's forever, you know, forever." I sat still and repeated a silent prayer. I got up at last. I felt afraid. "Well," he looked at me. "Go," said I. "Confess. Everything passes. Only the truth remains. Your children will understand, when they grow up, the nobility of your resolution." He left me that time, as though he had made up his mind. Yet for more than a fortnight afterwards, he came to me every evening, still preparing himself, still unable, to bring himself to the point. He made my heart ache. One day, he would come determined and say fervently, I know it will be heaven for me. Heaven, the moment I confess. 14 years I've been in hell. I want to suffer. I will take my punishment and begin to live. You can pass through the world doing wrong, but there's no turning back. Now I dare not love my neighbor, nor even my own children. Good God, my children will understand, perhaps, what my punishment has cost me, and will not condemn me. God is not in strength, but in truth. All will understand your sacrifice, I said to him. If not at once, they will understand later. For you have served truth, the higher truth, not of the earth. And he would go away seeming comforted, but next day he would come again, bitter, pale, sarcastic. Every time I come to you, you look at me so inquisitively, as though to say, he has still not confessed. Wait a bit, don't despise me too much. It's not such an easy thing to do as you would think. Perhaps I shall not do it at all. You won't go and inform against me then, will you? And far from looking at him with indiscreet curiosity, I was afraid to look at him at all. I was quite ill from anxiety, and my heart was full of tears. I could not sleep at night. And that's the end of the reading for today. Have a good day.